90% of the world are idiots. Half of them are morons. We are the 10%. This is an Otaku with just this fucking camera. This is an Otaku Plays fucking podcast one. I'm your host, Otaku. Okay, so gonna go over the topic. So first, we got my failed attempt to play Cancale. Desire to go back to school. And my comic becomes a book. 3 very ambiguous titles. But first, before we get into any of those, I'm going to talk about games I'm enjoying this week. So it's actually sitting here. The game is actually in my Switch, in the Switch's cartridge slot. I got this game for Christmas, which was it before the last podcast anyway? No, Christmas was Monday. Christmas was last Monday. Anyway, I got Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Actually, ironically, this is Breath of the Wild in here. 'Cause I don't care, and I don't have a little like little thing for all the Switch cartridges yet. Because this is the second game I've gotten that's physical. What the hell's on my shirt? It's on this side. What the hell is this? It's like fluff. It's fluff for my jacket, my new jacket. Anyway, I got a new jacket. I'm going to show that off. It should be a mini point. It's a new jacket idea, really style. Basically, it just doesn't have to be flannel. In fact, it probably shouldn't be flannel. But I take a shirt like this, short sleeve, button down. I put it over a jacket like this. And it's the new style for Spario, the character, and myself as a person. It's cool. It's interesting. I gotta get better shirts though. The only shirt I found was flannel, and I probably should have just said, I'm gonna buy the shirt later. I should probably buy it on Amazon, but well, it depends on. Oh, that's what I could have talked about. I realized a point for this podcast. I also realized that it's too spicy. Too spicy anyway. I'll just I'll tack it on at the end. You know what? I'll fucking change when the topic's retroactively. Okay. Alright. Okay. How the fuck do you spell dilemma? I think I spelled it right. Wow. I tried like 4 times for that one. Anyway, new topic I'll tell you about after I talk about games. Okay, so Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is actually really fun. I have not beaten the second boss. Is the fucking shark thing the first boss or the second, or is that a boss, or is that the first boss, or is the dude the first boss, the first guy you fight? Well, I'm on the first fight with another character, you know. So it's a cool fight. I haven't beaten it yet. I haven't been playing it. Mostly because I've been working. And, once you're working, you got to be doing things to work. You got to work a lot. I just realized I haven't shaved. My idea was I was going to shave before the podcast, but I kind of just forgot about it, and then I guess I'll shave after the podcast. Oh, God. Sorry about that. I don't know why I had to cough there. What other games I've been playing? TF2, obviously. I guess I'm going to tackle on the topic that I removed into this. So I tried to play the browser game for Cancale. The reason being, I'm an RP based on the series, and I think it's really fun. But I wanted to try the browser game. And I found a browser extension called KC3. And apparently it translates the game. But it doesn't. It doesn't translate Jack. It just gives you subtitles for the lines. It has like a little info thing on the side. So you have to look through the wiki. It's a big complicated process. It's not that hard. But according to people, I just assumed it was going to be whoa, this is going to be a project right here. So I just gave up on it for a bit, and now it's back into the forefront of the idea if I could possibly do it, because I didn't know. I thought it was going to be complicated, but apparently it's not that complicated according to people who have played it on the server. Yeah. All right. Any other games I've been playing? Obviously TF2. I just kind of glanced over that part. Because you know about TF2, it's my game. It's my fucking game that I suck completely at. It's my game, the game I always play, but I'm one of the worst players in the game. I think it's more just I get matched to players that are higher skilled, And I don't get that opportunity to improve. It's hard to improve in that game because of the way the matchmaking works. Okay, it's gonna be a difficult topic to make for this next topic. Don't know if I could do it. It's kind of stupid. It's kind of a weeaboo thing to do, but I've been looking into these things that I might as well just show a picture because it's one of those things. All right, I just realized I can't show a picture. They're all weird. Okay, so basically pillows with cases of pictures of people on them. Well, not people, but anime characters, as they're called, the waifu pillow. In some circles, officially they're called, well, not officially, but like the name for them is actually a dakimakura, which is a type of pillow. It's a pillowcase, whatever. I wanted to start collecting them, like as a normal person thing. But the issue is that they're like 90% of them are lewd, and the ones that aren't lewd are just not characters I even know. So I pretty much gave up on that, but I'm still like, because I just realized there is a mess behind me of jackets. I have like 4 jackets now. I had 2 jackets, and it evolved into 4 jackets because I bought one and I got one as a gift. One I got as a gift is a general purpose jacket. Like I could wear that without even a sweatshirt because it's pretty freaking warm. Or if I wear a sweatshirt, it has to be one with no hood because it already has a hood. And it's kind of like a sweatshirt and a leather jacket. It's so nice. It was a gift from my grandpa. It's just a nice gift. It's a good gift. And then I have the second jacket. I bought it because I needed something warm for work. It's cheap, something I bought. Actually, it wasn't that cheap. It was $40. But it's still worth it because it kept me warm. And, I was out in the cold for like 2.5 hours one time in a leather jacket and a sweatshirt. I'm going to tell you right now, that was a terrible decision. I'm an idiot and didn't go back inside for warmth every 30 minutes or so. And when I finally did get back inside, they were like, why were you out there that long? Why didn't you come in for a break? I'm like, oh, I could do that? I didn't know I could do that. I'm sorry, I'm stupid. I missed the whole entire lunchroom for like 2 months. I found out about the lunchroom today. And I'm like, there's a lunchroom? My friend's just talking about the lunchroom. Like, hey, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to go to the lunchroom. I'm like, we have a lunchroom? Where's the lunchroom? He's like, oh, he goes to show me the lunchroom. I'm like, why have I not known about this? I didn't even go in the lunchroom. All I know is there's tables. You could sit down at a table. I'm serious. This is the sidetrack. But I'm sitting there with a salad on my freaking, on like a bench. I'm on a bench, no table, with a salad on my fucking legs. Just like trying not to spill everything. There's tables. I can go sit at a table. I'm an idiot. I'm just dumb. It's cool though. I'm a lovable idiot. That's what I am. Nah, I'm just fucking around. But and sometimes it can be a little on the not smart side, I guess. I'm pretty smart book-wise, like book smart, I guess, like technicalities and like numbers and shit, whatever. But like when it comes to like obvious things that I should know, I don't. It's like I've missed the obvious stuff, but I know about these more complex things. Anyway, that's a sidetrack. Anyway, back to the pillows. So I want to get one, but they're all fucking rude. And it's kind of annoying. I thought, see, the only real way to get, I'd have to make them. You'd have to draw them or get someone to draw them yourself. Can you commission this art character in a non-lewd pose? And it's fucking weird. Probably a weird thing to collect anyway. I do need a new pillow though because, okay, so I usually use a body pillow without any pictures on it, plain gray one. It's nice and soft though. It's a fucking good pillow, but it's not a good pillow because the middle section of it is just flat. The stuffing is just separated, like parted in a way. So it's really uncomfortable to sleep with. And I bought a new one. I was like, I'm going to just buy a new one. Regular old pillow. Bought a bamboo one. And it was like it was like half, it was like this big. A little smaller, a little bigger. It was just like half the size of maybe a quarter, 3/4 the size, maybe 2/3 the size of the pillow that I have now. So I sold it to someone else in the family. They were like, I'll buy it from you, whatever. I'll give you the money back for it. I'll take it. And they have it now. So I got to go on Amazon and buy one. So I got to buy one either way. Whether I buy one that's the size for these meme pillows or I just get a regular one, which is probably the better option because the meme size pillows don't come in the, don't come bamboo or foam or something like that. So more comfortable option is to go with the one that isn't Spicy. Okay, let's get off this topic before it gets weird. Okay, so desire to go back to school is the next topic. So I've been thinking about it and like how work is, it's work, which is bad, like in a negative. That's supposed to be a negative. Like work is too much, not too much, but just like a lot of. It's boring. It's not interesting. It's you're working. I'd rather go to school for something I like to do, learn how to do it, and then get paid to do what I like to do. The one idea I had is game design, but there is an issue that most of the interests that I have, like art and like film and shit like that, they're all in the city. So excuse me, I'm sorry, I had a mouth surgery like 10 minutes ago. Anyway, I'd have to go to the city to go to most schools I think pretty much 95% of the schools I'm looking into are in the city, but that's, whatever. Just a commute, that's the real, I think that's going to cost, actually. Because, like, the thing is, you got to buy a train ticket to go to the city, got to get on the subway, got to get a subway card. So, it's like a cost on top of the payment for actually going to the school. So, it's going to be expensive, but I'm going to try to do this. My main, focus would be game design. I think that's one of the things. But I don't want to go into it because one reason I might not go with that is because I think other things might be more interesting. See, I don't want to go to film because, I heard film, I went to an open house for a film school, and it was like, okay, you're going to come in every single day, even the weekends, for 16 hours and just do schoolwork. And I'm like, okay, that's a little much. So, it's as good as it would be because I do YouTube, and that would make me have quite the what do you call it? I don't know, it would look good on my resume if resumes were a thing on YouTube, and in actual resumes if I want to go and do a film. But game design schools probably I haven't looked into any of them, but I want to go to something that isn't too intense, but also maybe a few days a week, so I have days off, if you will. Because it's all about management, especially stress management. Stress, it's not good for the brain because it explodes. So yeah, I want to see about schools. I want to look into them, see what I get in terms of things. Probably going to do that after this, Alright, now on to other entertainment I'm enjoying this week. Trying to think. Seen the movie Jumanji. It was fucking hilarious. It's just one line of there's this one thing in the movie, this plot point. When the Kevin Hart's character, the character, he basically gets sucked into a video game, and they become the actors that play the characters in the beginning of the movie are different from the actors that play the characters when they get sucked into this video game. Anyway, so Kevin Hart's character, I forget, he's a zoologist or whatever, but his weakness is cake, so he assumes that it means he's really addicted to cake or he's allergic. So he accidentally eats cake because someone doesn't know what cake is, because, that's part of the character or whatever, and he explodes. He's like, oh, it's all good. It's cake. It just means I really like cake. That's be why it's my weakness. So he eats the rest of the cake and then he just explodes. And then later on in the film, someone asks him what his weakness is, because everyone has a weakness. It's a little stat screen that pops up. And someone asks, they're talking about the weakness. He just goes up and he says, well, it's really funny. He just goes up and says, cake makes me explode. The whole theater just lost it. So he just he butts into the conversation. It's cake makes me explode. And no one reacts to it in the movie, but the whole theater's laughing. It's a good movie. I'd recommend it. It's pretty funny. This isn't a great movie. It is a popcorn film, but it's pretty funny. I had some good laughs. It's such a good movie. I can't wait to see the bloopers when it gets the DVD release or some shit. Because they're usually funny when it's Kevin Hart and The Rock. They have good blooper chemistry, if you will. That's about it for what I watched. I watched it on Christmas Day. Because we weren't really doing anything for Christmas, so on the day of Christmas. We celebrated Christmas a different day. But yeah, we went to the movies, and that's it. We just went to the movies. Simple. Now on to the third interchanging topic. My comic becomes a book. Okay, so I've been meaning to write a comic. I've been trying to write this comic, write it right, and draw it and everything. So I wanted to make a comic. That was my goal. And I kept changing the idea and everything. I decided that I'm going to change it from a comic into a book, like chapters, or just text. That's all it's going to be. And maybe some illustrations every once in a while. I feel like there's another word for that, illustrations, but... Oh, my phone just buzzed. Who is this? That's fucking everyone. And everyone, okay. Boop. No, I might not. I'm probably not going to be able to make it to that battle. I can't do it. I got streams. I got podcasts, whatever. Yeah, so the idea is that instead of writing like comics and drawing them out and everything, and every detail has to be drawn, I think it's easier to just do a book, because then I'm focusing on the writing, and that's what I really want to write. I want to write it. That's always what I say. I like writing it, but like actually following through with it is a lot more difficult. Oh my god, meme. Eh. I'm just gonna look at my phone, and then I realize I have it on my oh god. My phone is just like attacking me with notifications. This is my alarm. Why is Discord being stupid now? Open, you meme. I'm getting distracted. Anyway, so book is a new format for my series, not my YouTube series, but this comic idea. So what is the idea now? I've decided that it's going to be based on... I have two ideas, right? And one of them... how would you say them? One of them is like... I don't know what I'm trying to say. I forgot everything I was saying. I have no fucking idea how to speak any words. Speaking is not my first language. Anyway. So one of them is like a tournament style fighting game style kind of thing, where it's like there's different, like each chapter would be a different fight between two different characters, and that's the idea. I could do both of these, because a book you could write as many, you really don't have to worry about much producing of it. You just read it when it's done. You get someone else to read it when it's done, and then you release it. It's not easy, but it's like different. It's like less work, less man hours, I guess you could say. Less straight, like less, I guess, like measurably less work than writing a comic, but it's still just as difficult in the writing aspect. It's just as creative. It's not lesser. It's just you don't physically do as much work. It's the same story-wise, and from an artistic standpoint, they're pretty similar. But, a comic technically has more content, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Anyway... So I could technically do both of these. And the main idea I have, which I've already written half of the first chapter, and the prologue. Prologue was short, which I already started writing as a comic. I basically adapted the comic back to a book. But I'm like, so basically the plot is the same as usual that I've been talking about in the comic section, but, in the comic space, I've been talking about the same comic, now it's a book. But as you know, it's Cyrus and Saturn. I've been writing this idea since I was 12, and the ghost aspect is pretty much dead. That doesn't make much sense because ghosts are undead. But there's really no more ghosts. Maybe they might come back, but it just doesn't work anymore. It's just not. I feel like I should. I just want the story to be in the ASU, right? But there's really no room for the ghosts in the ASU. That's my dilemma right here. Because in the ASU, there's really no room for these ghosts and all that. But, like, a different universe would be fine. I want all my stories to be in the one universe, for now at least. So, that's that. And then the other idea I had, of course, as I said, was basically kind of like a fighting game where each chapter would be a fight between two characters. Or maybe each book would be a different character's story in a fighting game. So each chapter would be a fight of them versus another character. But that's just kind of a weird idea that might not even work. Like, I kind of want to tool it into an idea. It's like a seed for an idea. It's not a full idea. It's like a little baby idea. I don't know. But more on Cyrus and Saturn, though. Basically, the plot goes that Cyrus's dad was investigating monsters, because there are monsters in ASU, like RPG monsters and dungeons, RPG dungeons, of course. which has already been stated in the episode 4, has been stated. There's a plot point about Spario exploring a dungeon. It's kind of a setup for him to meet another character. He basically meets a character in the dungeon. And like we never show the dungeon exploring and stuff. It's just that's where they meet, and like it only shows that aspect. But it's mentioned there's a dungeon and there's like a boss of the dungeon. Spario mentions the boss by name and shit. So that's how it goes. That episode isn't out yet. That's why I'm being big. It's gonna be out next year. So tomorrow is next year, or 2 days is next year, whatever. But you know, so that's where it goes. Basically, they explore these. The idea was that I turn it from a ghost story, like about ghosts, into about monsters, forged from like souls of people who enter dungeons. But now I'm just like right now, like literally now. Now isn't just 5 seconds ago. I'm thinking, like it would be easier. It would be better to just leave that series as it is. I like this. I like the change from using weapons like that are scientifically fighting ghosts to the idea that they use aces and user ghosts like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure style, which is an aspect of the ASU. You know, I like that idea that they have these magical beings that help them and use them, and they use that to fight. You know, rather than them having like, you know, I don't know, like weapons that somehow like scientifically kill a ghost or send it back to hell or some shit. I don't know. I like the new idea of how the characters fight, but I don't like what they fight now. So it's like part of the story I like better, and the other part I don't like better. So there's two halves, two sections, if you will. And like I like this part and I don't like this part. But if I take it out and put it in the others, like in a different universe, then I switches and I like the part. So I want to just mix both halves, but I don't know how to do that. I don't know. I just like the idea of it being in like the ASU. I don't know. But, you know, I'll figure it out eventually. So that basically covers the project I'm working on as well. Think tired. I'm just tired. Sorry about that. Just tired. Just too tired to think properly. Brain functionality failing. Yeah. So tired. Anyway, I think that's about everything I need to talk about for this thing. Before we go, I'm going to play one of the greatest RPG songs. Actually, no, I'm not, because I'm probably going to copyright claim. Never mind. I'm going to tell you to look up a song from an RPG that's just legendary. It's called Battle Theme 2 from Xenoblade Chronicles 2. It plays in the first fucking dungeon, and it's so cool. I love it so much. It's really good. It's a really good theme. It's so catchy. Everything about it is just amazing. It's just so catchy. There's so much like punch to it. It's a catchy song. Alright, I'm going now. Goodbye, everyone. Alright, so that's about it for this podcast. If you liked it, comment, whatever. If you didn't like it, don't comment. I don't fucking know. Go do whatever you want. I'm just going to go now. Bye.